What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Trey here from Team Dracon, back again with another video. I know it's been a long time since we posted a video, but I guess this is how life goes. Been busy working, but we still always been keeping up with Vanguard, so we're just gonna try to pick up right where we left off. And I hope y'all here enjoy the video. Gonna make it short, sweet, to the point. Alright guys, of course, let's get started with this deck profile. My first starter, of course, is going to be Starhope Lurley. That's my starter, of course. Right on, draw a card. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. Then we're going to start with the grade 3s. First grade 3 is Aroma Tauber Dragon. I just run it just because it's generic. I don't like the fact that the other grade 3 gives my opponent an extra draft check, so don't like that, so I just chose to run him instead. And that's it for him. And then I run 4 copies of Wandering Starhope Ruler Brant. It's pretty self-explanatory. He's pretty good. Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1 until the end of your opponent's turn. Your opponent's triggers, which is a crit or a heal, they're pretty much reverse. And he's a force marker. I like him. He's pretty good. The deck isn't bad as a whole. It doesn't have a whole lot of power, but you know, reversing trigger effects is pretty busted. And then of course we're gonna run the big guy, grade 4, big bad guy of the whole story, Wandering Starhope Deity, Brant Ringer. He's pretty boss. He reverses all the triggers, not just crits and heals. So if you draw, you discard. Of course, if you heal, you take a damage. You crit, you lose the damage on your Vanguard. And what am I missing? Front triggers? Minus 10,000 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. You just minus. It's just negative. He's pretty good. I like it. On to grade 2s. I only run one black light whip flick hitter. Once per turn, when the trigger unit is placed on your opponent's guardian circle during the battle, your other units attack, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets plus 10. So if they pretty much a guard, I can Soul Blast 1 to make this one stronger. So I mean, I think that's pretty good. I mean, I hate that you're gonna do it once per turn, but I'm just being greedy. This came in handy a couple times, if I remember to ever do the effect. Then I also run 4 of the White Outer Vect. I like this card. It has pretty good skill. At the end of the battle that it attacked the Vanguard, if your opponent did not call trigger units during that battle, you counterblast 1, I draw a card and choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or a greater rear guards and bind it face down. So basically you make your opponent pay for not calling triggers out, just trying to hold out for, you know, defense or whatever. So you choose to guard, you attack with him first. Because like, oh, I knew guard. You get the counterblast 1, you get to draw a card, and you get to bind something as well. So that's always a plus. Let's see. And then I run. Let's see. I run 3 Swift Deleter Gaily. His rear guard skill is when placed. If you have more rear guards than your opponent, he gets plus 4k until the end of the turn. And also auto on the Vanguard or rear guard circle when its attack hits a Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guard, bind it face down. And if you could not bind the rear guard, you get to draw a card. So I mean, it's a pretty versatile card. 10k attack. So if you have more rear guards than your opponent, he gets plus 4, makes him a 14k beater. And then if he attack hits, you know, you get to choose, you get to bind something. And if you don't bind anything, you get to draw a card. So more pluses, always a good thing. Last but not least of my grade 2s, I run 4 Starhope Little Luck. Some of these names are really weird and hard to pronounce. But his effect is when on rear guard circle, when you drive check, you reveal when you drive check reveals a card with Starhope in its card name, it gets plus 10k until the end of the turn. when it intercepts, if you have Vanguard Star Hook in its card name, look at the top card of your opponent's deck, and you may bind that card. So I mean, I like it. It's okay. For the most part, a lot of stuff in this deck is Gear Hulk. I mean, most of the time it's the grade 3 or the grade 4. So, or a couple of the grade 2s are Star Hulks. I don't play the deck enough to where I know which all the cards are Star Hulks just yet, because I have too many decks I run. So I mean, this card's pretty good. I like it. I have a hard time remembering some of these effects, but once I learn the deck like the back of my hand, like I usually do with most of my decks, it'll be great. On to grade 1s. Most of my grade 1s are pretty generic. I run 1, 2 Federal Shockwave Jet Shafts. Rear guard circle, when it boosts, I can Soul Blast one until the end of that battle. Your opponent must intercept. I feel like most clans have a grade 1 that does that. So, it's pretty generic. I run 2 Sharpened Loop of Despondency, Lenium. I'm butchering these names. Please forgive me in the comments. You know, I know I'm butchering these names. But on the rear guard circle, his skill at the end of the battle that it boosted a Vanguard if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and 2 or more Guardians were retired for that battle. Which means if they guard with 2 or more units on the Guardian circle, you can retire this unit and draw 2 cards. It's very situational. I've done it a couple times. It actually comes in quite handy whenever you able to pull that effect off. I mean, I wish it was more or less when it boosted a rear guard in general instead of just Vanguard, to where it benefit the most from it, but it gets the job done whenever you remember. For the next grade 1 set of grade 1s I run 4 Treasured Child of Nuclear Magnetic Resonance. And then his skill is at the end of the battle that it boosted, if your opponent did not call trigger units for that battle, you can put this unit into the soul and one of your units gets plus 10k. So basically you would make an attack with this unit, and if they didn't call, put him into the soul and then give either your Vanguard or the other rear guard plus 10k for extra power. It's really good. Comes in handy, and it keeps your soul full just in case you need Soul Blast later on in the game. And lastly, but not least, for all my grade 1s, I run 4 Star Hulk Geekers, however you say it, Jerkers. Who knows? I don't know. I wish they came up with easier names to pronounce. But his skill is when an attack does not hit, you cost Counter Blast 1 and move this unit to an open rear guard circle. So if you use him to guard with, basically, if the attack didn't go through, you can call him to the rear guard just to, so you don't have to use so many units from, your hand to keep your hand good. And the second skill is Act Rear Guard cost. You can Soul Blast 1 Star Hulk Lurley, which is your starter. Look at the top card of your opponent's deck and you may bind that card. I mean, it's pretty good. I think it comes in handy, like just in case you say you're playing OTT, someone gives that look away like, oh yeah, I'm about to crit you, and then you play this card and like, you thought you had me with that crit. You bind that top card, so they lose at least one of the crits that they don't stack on top. Comes in handy. And then for my trigger lineup, I keep my triggers for most of my decks basically pretty much the same. I run 6 crits, and I like crits. I never run 8 for some reason. I don't really like running 8 crits. I feel like too many crits is a bad thing in the deck. I like a little bit more consistency. And then, plus, the crit trigger with the power of 15k, it gives a good amount of defense. So, and then in this deck, to me, I feel like draw power is key. Of course, you're always going to run 4 draw trigger perfect guards, or whenever I get the new perfect guards, the grade 1 perfect guards that let you draw 1, discard 1. I might test play a couple of those, but for now in this, I run 6 crit, 6 draw triggers, And then, of course, everybody knows what's next. And it's 4 heals. And that's pretty much the whole deck profile right there. I hope you guys enjoyed my deck profile video. I keep it pretty simple. Try to make it as short, sweet, and to the point as possible. This deck is a lot of fun. It's actually pretty consistent, and it gets the job done. I mean, just like any other Vanguard deck, once you learn the mechanic to its fullest ability and capabilities, it gets the job done when it needs to. It's just gotta have the heart of the cards, even though that's the wrong game. Just had to throw something in there, you know. Just make somebody laugh. Maybe somebody will chuckle. Who knows? But I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Please leave comments, concerns, complaints about the video. Give me any tips, hints. And please, 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 if you guys can, please hit that subscribe button. We're going to try to start making our videos more consistently now. A little, life takes over. It happens. It just happens to everybody. Busy with work, life, family, kids. You know how that goes. But for now, that's it. That's all we got for now. Team Dracon out.